Hey there, what is up? Welcome back to another video. We're going into our Zerg base guide and we're just going to add in the tech and the units a little bit, just so you guys can get kind of an idea of where it should be going. Now we've done queens, we've done drones. Now we're going to add in our tech structures and get our timings down just right to make sure that everything is flowing how it's meant to be. So we're going to click return to game, we're going to make a drone, we're going to send the overlord down to where it's meant to be. We're going to make an overlord at 100 supply. I'm just going to stick it here. It doesn't really matter where you stick it. There are specific places that you can for certain matchups, but that's not really a part of today's video. I'm going to wait for the overlord to pop. Then we're going to make 2 more drones and send one of them down to make our natural expansion. So we'll click on one of the eggs and we shall just head on straight down. We need to make our 17th drone so that we can build the hatchery in 17. We're going to add on our camera hotkeys in just a moment. So we put that down, we're going to drop our 3rd camera hotkey. Add on the 17th drone once again, add on a gas geyser. Take our 4th camera hotkey. Go back up to 17 once again, and this one that's building right here will be this cocoon right here. It's the one that will build the spawning pool at 200 minerals. It should line up pretty well, or pretty close at least. We're going to send 3 drones into gas, so that we can build everything. Then we're just going to go up to 19 supply, so we can build our 2nd overlord. So we're just going to build the overlord. As long as it's on 19 supply, you're fine. Then we're going to build up minerals so that we can get 2 queens once this hatchery finishes. You can make a couple of drones in between if you want to, or just wait until we get up to 300 minerals and then start building drones. Completely up to you. I think you can probably squeeze out 1 more. So yeah, basically 300 by the time that finishes. Make 2 queens. We're going to get circling speed. And we're gonna actually build some units, because like if we're playing against a Terran or a Zerg, we need to have some units to defend early, which is really neat. So we're gonna build 2 to 3 sets of links, just 2 or 3 sets, just to keep you safe against Reapers. Among other things, Reaper timing is usually just before your queens come out, so you have to have something there to defend your drones. And we're just gonna keep building things and building things and building things. As we hit 32 supply, we're going to get our 3rd base. I'll send 1 drone down. Once it's done, to get the 3rd, we're gonna inject our hatcheries so that they're injected properly. At 300 minerals, we're going to grab our 3rd base, and then we're just gonna build up money a little bit so that we can get our overlord on 32 supply. We're gonna make our natural Arla. And at the next 150, we're going to get our crit spinning green. So we have everything building now. We have the layer on the way and everything. So once the layer is on the way, you need to drop a tech structure of some kind. For this case, I'm just going to drop a ritual.
Better, smarter, faster, bitier.
I'm just going to keep constantly making drones, as that's the most important part of the practice.
Not enough minerals.
You just make drones constantly and constantly. We need to make an overlord also.
There's just not enough minerals to do that right now.
We're injecting as we should. Gonna do maybe 1 or 2
Queen's
overlords.
ready. Find a hatchery to inject.
And we're just going to position our overlords in the place so we get a lot of vision going across our base. We can make another queen right now so we can get more queen. And we just keep making drones and drones and drones.
Where are the minerals?
We need to make
there would be minerals.
the queen for that. So as the layer finishes and as the roach one finishes, you want to get roach speed, and then you want to make about 6 to 8 roaches, just to be safe. It's usually pushed between 5 and 6 minutes, so the lings plus the roaches plus a couple of queens should hopefully stop most pressures that you guys will face. So we're just gonna get.
Not enough minerals.
We're just gonna get maybe like we're gonna get like 7 roaches. We have roach speed on the way even, so I don't need a ton of queens just yet. You can get more queens, it's completely up to what you guys want to do. So now that we have those on the way, we can just keep building things.
You have a new queen. Those hatcheries won't inject themselves.
And we're just going to keep making things and making things and making things. We're going to drop our 4th base very, very shortly. And then making sure everything is injected properly. I'm going to send one of these down to get a 4th. And then now that my overlords are popped, just make sure to always get 2 sets of overlords per drone run that you kind of do. That's the way that I generally do it. It's the way that I think a lot of people generally do it. And we're just going to keep spreading our creep out as and when we can, when we have enough APM to actually do it. Just constantly adding on overlords, adding on drones, making sure that we're completely safe in every way. We're basically full saturation at the 3rd base now, so we're just going to drop our gases while also spreading the creep downwards. Well, providing that the creep tumors are finished by now, but they really haven't yet. So as you can see, we're kind of quite far ahead of our supply count, but that's just so we have enough to make units and drones if we really need to. And then I'm going to drop our 3rd base. 6 minutes is about a good timing for our 4th base. You can do it a little bit earlier or a little bit later. Around 6 minutes is when I would really recommend you guys to actually get up to that point. So we're just going to keep spreading our creep, making sure that we're still getting creep spread and we're still getting everything that we actually need. So now, as our 4th base is getting saturated, we're going to drop a hydrostem and an infestation pit. Going to check that we have all of our gases, and then we're just going to keep droning it. As you can see, we're getting all of our timings pretty sorted now. Our half timing will be basically when we max out. That's generally a good half timing to aim for. When you max out for the first time, you want to drop your hive. At least that's how I generally tend to play it. So, and as you can see, I'm just spreading creep and I'm just making sure everything is running efficiently in my base. I'm going to add on a few drones, a few overlords, just because I'm floating a bunch of money right now. I'm going to get the speed for the hydras. And then as we're coming close, we're at 79 drones, we're almost there, so I'm just going to add on these bases right here. And then now that we have a good and decent supply of everything, we are getting very close to max out. We're just going to build an army.
Not enough energy.
As for upgrades and things like that, I'll have to go over that in a different video. This is just kind of getting your tech timings down, so you have everything going down at the right time and everything is going good. Always making sure to spread creep at the same time and just getting everything sorted. Like the last video of this series, will probably be adding in the upgrades and just kind of getting your timings down with that. Don't forget your queen at the 4th like I just did. And we just need to add on a bunch of units. That's what we really need to do at this point. And the creep tumors are still spreading and they're still cooling down. There's always something to do in a Zerg base.
Do you think that upgrading that swarm of death beasts was
as you can see, we're getting closer and closer to 200 supply. You want to aim for about round about an 830 max out roundabout, so I'm getting very close to that now. So even though I'm talking and spinning creep and trying to like explain everything that I'm doing, I'm still kind of hitting that right kind of thing. I could have just made a couple more averages, but that's fine. There we go. We hit 200 supply. So now we're gonna go hive instantly. That's why hive timing is usually around 9 minutes, because that's when you generally max out. You generally max out around 8:30. For your first time, maybe a little bit earlier, depending on harassment and so on, maybe a little bit later, but
not enough energy.
That's just generally a good rule of thumb for when you should get your hive.
Have you tried green tea?
And so, that's building, we have the maxed out army, and yeah, those are your basic kind of timings that you need to be hitting. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I know it's a lot of work to like kind of build it up to this, as you're focusing on a lot of things all at the same time. But eventually, once you get used to it, you'll get used to it and you'll get everything from where you really want to be. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.